Hello student, welcome to my channel. Myself Rajeev Maurya from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Student, today we are going to discuss some question from the topic of bar graph, which belongs to the chapter data handling. Student, in the last video we have studied about the basic structure and the idea of bar graph, and I hope you understood everything clearly and having no doubt. So student, let's start our today's topic. So we shall start from a question which is given here. Here a question is given in which it said that given here are figure for the annual growth rate by the experts of some countries between the years 1980 to 1989 and represent the given data as a bar graph. Here some data is given. In the question we can see that the growth rate of the country Nepal is 11.25% from the years 1980 to 1989. The growth rate of India is 5.8%. The growth rate of Thailand is 12.8%. For Malaysia, the growth rate is given as 9.8%. For Pakistan, 8.5%. China, 6.4%. And Japan, 11.5%. So these data are given. We shall use these data to form the bar graph to represent these data. So let's see the solution of this question, and we try to solve to make the bar graph using these data. So in order to draw the bar graph, first of all we shall draw the two axes, that is the x-axis and y-axis. So the horizontal line from O to X represent the x-axis, and the vertical line from O to Y represents y-axis. On the x-axis we shall represent the countries, that is the Nepal, India, Thailand, Malaysia. PAK stand for Pakistan, China and Japan. And on the vertical, that is the y-axis, we shall represent the growth rate of these countries. So here we divide the y-axis into some part with a standard unit, that is the 1 centimeter, and we also give the reference that 1 centimeter is equal to 1%. That is, on the y-axis every 1%, every 1 centimeter, represent 1% growth rate. So as the in data it is given that the growth rate of the country Nepal is 11.25%. So its bar graph is given here for Nepal. That is, here we can see that at the point of 11 where 11% is written, and there is nearly a little above which represent 11.5%, that is the 25%, that is the growth rate of the country Nepal. Similarly, for India the growth rate is given in data, that is the 5.8 centimeter. So the bar for India is represented at the second place. Similarly, the growth rate of Thailand is given as 12.8%, and here the third bar represents the growth rate of Thailand. The fourth bar is the growth rate for the country Malaysia. The fifth bar represents the growth rate of Pakistan. Similarly, the growth rate of China you can see at the sixth place, and at the seventh place the bar represent the growth rate of Japan, and the quantity of the growth rate for the country of Japan is given as 11.5%. So the length of bar graph, as you can see, represent the growth rate of Japan. So in this way we can easily draw the bar graph which can represent the growth rate of some country as given in the question. So student, I hope the explanation of this question and the idea to form the bar graph for these data is clear to everyone. So let's see the next question. In the second question, the question says that draw a bar graph to represent the population figure for some state in India based on 1981 census. Okay, student, this is the normal instruction of the question. Let's see the meaning of this question in Hindi. तो क्वेश्चन ये कह रहा है बच्चों कि इसमें एक बार ग्राफ ड्रॉ करिए जो भारत के कुछ प्रदेशों के जनसंख्या का जो भारत के कुछ प्रदेशों के जनसंख्या को शो कर रहा है 1981 ईयर के आधार पर। तो इसके लिए जो डेटा है वो नीचे दिए गए हैं, तो चलिए पहले डेटा को ऑब्जर्व करते हैं। हियर द बॉटम लाइन यू कैन सी द डेटा वेयर in Andhra Pradesh the population is given as 353. In Rajasthan it is given as 340. In Karnataka the population is given as 370. In Punjab the population is given as 170. Similarly for the West Bengal is 545. In Tripura that is a 45, and in Jammu Kashmir is given as 60. Okay, so these are the population of some state of India are given. Okay, so we have to draw the bar graph using these data. So let's see how we draw the bar graph. So for this we have to draw two mutually perpendicular lines that will represent x-axis and y-axis. The horizontal line from O to X representing x-axis, and the vertical line from O to Y represent y-axis. So these two lines, that is the horizontal and vertical line, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, and the point where these two lines are joined known as origin. Okay student, so in this way we shall draw the axis. Now we have to construct the bar which will represent the population of the state of India is given. So let's see for the first state, that is the Andhra Pradesh. On the horizontal line we have to represent the state, and on the vertical line we shall represent the population. So here we divide the x-axis in some part. The first part represent Andhra Pradesh. So AP stand for Andhra Pradesh, RAJ stand for Rajasthan, KAR represent Karnataka, BR represent Bihar, PUN represent Punjab, WB represent West Bengal, TRI represent Tripura, J and K represent Jammu Kashmir. And the population are given below. So we shall draw the bar graph using these data. So at first we can see the population of Andhra Pradesh is 353. So here the reference of the graph is given as 2 centimeter is equal to 100 people. That is, every 2 centimeter will represent 100 people on the vertical axis, that is on the y-axis. Okay, so let us see the first bar. So here we can see that for the Andhra Pradesh the population is 353 lakh. So here the graph is drawn here, in which we can see that on the above of 300, this point representing 353 approximately. So the bar of the first is representing the population of Andhra Pradesh. Similarly, for the second, that is the Rajasthan, the population is 340. So here we can see that 340. So the difference between the first bar and the second bar is clear. The second bar is less small in comparison to the first bar. So the second bar representing the value of population of the state Rajasthan. 370 represent the population of Karnataka, and the big highest population is in the Bihar, which representing 700. Similarly, the population growth in Punjab is 170. The population growth in West Bengal is 545, and the population of Tripura is very less, which is 45 only, and the population in Jammu Kashmir is 60. So this is the bar graph for the question in which the population of some state of India is given and the data are mentioned below the graph. So student, I hope the explanation of this question is also clear to everyone. So let's see our next question. In this question, we can see that number of children in 6 different classes are given below. Represent the data on a bar graph. Okay, इस क्वेश्चन में ये बताया है कि अलग अलग 6 क्लासेस के बच्चों का डेटा, बच्चों की संख्याओं का डेटा दिया हुआ है. इसको हमें बार ग्राफ पर रिप्रेजेंट करना है और साथ ही साथ इसके कुछ क्वेश्चन भी दिए हैं, उसको भी हमें सॉल्व करने हैं. Okay, so here we can see that the classes are given: class 5, class 6, class 7, class 8, class 9 and class 10, and the number of children in class 5 is 135, number of children in the class 6 is 120, number of children in class 7 is 95, number of children in class 8 is 100, number of children in class 9 is 90, and the last number of children in class 8 in class 10 is 80. Okay, and the first question says that how do you choose the scale. Okay, as in the previous question you have seen that where we have taken 1 centimeter is equal to 100 people, or 1 centimeter represent 1000 kilometer. Okay, so in this way we shall also take the scale in this question. The second question says that which class has maximum number of children. So from the data it is clear that the maximum children are in the class 6. Okay, in the next, which class has minimum number of children. So as the data showing that the class 10th having the less number of student, that is the 80. So let's observe the graph as given. So here the graph is made by computerized, in which we can see that the class is given on the horizontal, that is on the x-axis, and number of children is given on the y-axis. Okay, and here the x-axis is divided into six parts. Each part represent unique classes. So the first is class 6, the second is class, sorry, the first is class 5, the second is class 6, third class 7, fourth part is the class 8, fifth is the class 9th, and the last is class 10th. And here the y-axis is divided as 0, 40, 80, 120, and 60. So the scale, you can see that 1 centimeter is equal to 40. 1 centimeter is equal to 40 student. Okay, 40 student is given. So this is the scale. Here we have taken 0 to the interval, you can easily observe, given 0 to 40, 40 to 80, 80 to 120, and 120 to 60, and the difference between each is 40. Therefore 1 centimeter is equal to 40 student. So this is the scale, 40 student. Okay, so let's see the bar graph for this question. As we have seen that the number of student in class 6 is given as 135. Okay, here given the number of student in class 5 is 135. So this point representing 135, we, so because here the graph is little above from the point 120, that is the 135. In class 6 the number of student is given here 120. So you can see that the green bar representing number of student in class 6, and which is aligned with the point of 120. So this representing 120 student in class 5, in class 6. Okay, now the next, in the class 7 number of student is 95. So here the light blue bar representing number of student as 95, and in the class 8 the number of student is 100, and number of student in class 9 is 90, and number of student in class 10 is 80. So in this way we have drawn the graph. As you can see here, the red graph which shows the maximum number of student of class 5, similarly the given other. So I hope the bar graph is clear to everyone. Now as we have seen, some questions are given above, so their solution are also given here. Okay, so as I told you that what is, which class has the maximum number of students. So here we can see that the class 5 having maximum number of children. The question number 3 we can see that which class has minimum number of children. So class 10th has minimum number of children. So student, I hope every question is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, then please drop a comment in the comment section. I will clear your doubt in the next video. So in next video we shall meet some new question. Till then, goodbye.